Majin Vegeta's sacrifice was probably the biggest moment for me emotional wise in Dragon Ball. However, this attack in the long run didn't really change the events of the Buu saga too much except for keeping him down for a few minutes at best. And so this got me thinking, what if Vegeta just never used this move and instead tried going about a different way trying to defeat Buu? How would the story change? Well, let's talk about the scenario and find out. Also, this video is sponsored by Ice-T Aesthetics, and more information on them near the midway section of the video. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, let's dive into the scenario.
Hey, collecting rings like I'm Sonic. Bitches wanna party. Virus getting heavy, so got 'em on a diet, yeah. Flex like I'm Hogan. Yo, he's coming over. Yeah, we respect.
Our story begins with Vegeta trying to do everything he can to stop Majin Buu, but no attack seems to be working. This is when Trunks and Goten still arrive, and like in canon, he would knock him out and tell Piccolo to get them away, while he tries one last trick up his sleeve to try and stop Majin Buu. He needs to put an end to this and believes if this doesn't work, then nothing else will. This is when he convinces Buu to allow him to charge up his attack, and if he does, he will be promised chocolates. Buu would sit crisscross applesauce after that and begin watching Vegeta charge up a final flash. Like when he fought Cell, he threw everything he had at Majin Buu. However, this wouldn't be enough to kill Majin Buu, and once he regenerates, he would get mad, asking Vegeta where are his chocolates. Vegeta, seeing Buu not really affected, would then begin to shoot multiple beams from his fingers in order to chop Majin Buu and wear him down, allowing Vegeta to escape as Buu would be enraged trying to look for Vegeta after regenerating. Babidi also would want to take him down as well, so he and Buu are just flying around as Vegeta rushes to the lookout since that's the only other place he can go to right now. When he arrives, Chi-Chi, Yamcha along with Videl are questioning as to why he even showed up here, and Piccolo comes to Vegeta's defense and said how he's not evil anymore and he tried fighting Majin Buu for someone other than himself. He was doing it to make sure everyone else could try to survive, but he simply wasn't strong enough. Bulma would rush to Vegeta's aid, making sure he's alright, but Vegeta ensures to her that he's okay. Piccolo would then say how they need a new game plan in order to try and stop Majin Buu, and this would lead into Vegeta just getting back up and slowly walking his way towards the hyperbolic time chamber. However, right before he goes in, Goku would then arrive, announcing Gohan dead, and would go on to tell the Z Fighters about the plan to stop Majin Buu, that being relying on the fusion dance, and when Vegeta hears this plan initially, he just goes into the time chamber and closes the door on his way out. Vegeta would then go on to train inside the chamber by himself with the most intensity he's ever put into training. He needs to defeat Majin Buu before it's too late, and he isn't going to rely on Kakarot to defeat him. However, that's when Goku himself, after time passes, would not only teach Goten and Trunks and Piccolo about the fusion dance so Piccolo could teach them, but would also go on to fight Majin Buu. Before his time is wasted, however, he uses the last bit of time he has to go into the time chamber himself and explain to Vegeta that he can't help the kid stop Buu anymore. He's already done the best he can, and the only thing he can do now is tell Vegeta about the technique himself, along with even powering up into Super Saiyan 3, apologizing for holding back earlier in their fight, and says that if he wants to really give him a challenge, or I guess surpass him, the best thing he can do is try and achieve this power. So this scene is replacing Goku telling the kids about Super Saiyan 3, meaning when the kids are learning fusion, they wouldn't be aware of this form, or rather Vegeta is the person who would be trying to achieve this power. Goku leaves to the other world, however before leaving he would make sure to pick up a cool shirt and hoodie on IceTAesthetics.com. Wait, what? Okay, now it's time to talk about our first sponsor, Goats. I made sure the first one on the channel was a little special, so I found the perfect company to sponsor. That being Ice-T Aesthetics. Now this company essentially is a clothing brand producing unique anime streetwear and dark aesthetic type clothing. They sent me 2 shirts and a hoodie. One shirt that was a Guts from Berserk, which was pretty cool. The second shirt with the AK and with the words in the background. It was just a nice combo and it was aesthetically pleasing, if I do say so myself. And my favorite for sure has to be the aesthetic hoodie. Specifically, it's the Despair aesthetic hoodie, and let me tell you guys, this hoodie is my favorite. And the only reason it has a purple stain is because when I got the hoodie, I washed it and made sure I put laundry detergent in it because, you know, when I get a piece of clothing, I'm not going to just automatically wear it. Like, what the hell, that's kind of weird. And that's what happened. It was perfectly clean when it first came in. I don't want to sponsor something I personally didn't like, so trust me when I say this, guys, check these guys out. Their brand is unique, and I might just wear this hoodie at my funeral. Now, these clothes are a little pricey, however, with code Tyler, you can purchase items 10% off, and with code Tyler20, you can get 20% off for orders with 3+ items. Again, code Tyler for 10% off, and code Tyler20 for 20% off on orders with 3+ items, and now let's get back into the video. With Vegeta witnessing Super Saiyan 3, the Saiyan would realize everything he did was for nothing, and now he has to do something about it. He will not only surpass Goku, but will do whatever it takes to stop Majin Buu for good. Gotenks would still get his ass beat by Majin Buu for the first time, and is taken into the time chamber eventually, while Gohan would still be training in the realm of the Kais. When the boys are forced to come into the time chamber, Vegeta would hear about what happened to Chi-Chi, and he promises to the boys that they'll be enough to take on Super Buu, as he would then train the two intensely while also trying to obtain power himself. And eventually the time comes for them to fight Majin Buu, and Goten and Trunks would fight him first, fusing into Gotenks, and this time only transforming into a Super Saiyan 2. Without Super Saiyan 3, they are slightly weaker, however the gap isn't too big since Trunks and Goten themselves are stronger thanks to Vegeta. So it kinda balances out. However, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks overall is stronger than this Super Saiyan 2 Gotenks, and even if Gotenks can hold his own against Super Buu, it doesn't matter since Super Buu is still stronger than him, and eventually Super Buu would retreat and fall back using Vice Shout and exiting the Room of Spirit in time and seemingly trapping the three of them in there. Gotenks and Piccolo both attempt to try and make a wormhole together, but this isn't enough, and this is when Vegeta has to step in to try and complete the wormhole. This is when Vegeta would power up with everything he's got, remembering what Kakarot said to him, which was to achieve a power that can make him go even further beyond. Vegeta will do him one better, and he's going to even surpass this Goku. We see Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta alone being comparable to the Super Saiyan 3 Goku who can fight Majin Buu, but would then proceed to go even further beyond and awaken Super Saiyan 3. Yes, I know, Goku only achieved this form by being dead, however Goku even when alive could utilize his power, and we saw even Gotenks being able to do the same thing, and Vegeta throughout most of the Buu saga has been doing nothing but training in the time chamber and been looking for a new way to achieve this power, since Goku showed him, meaning he had a goal which allowed him to get stronger than normal training. I definitely think his body would be capable of handling it, since now base to base he far surpasses Goku, and since he saw the form himself, he should be well capable of using it, and because of this, Vegeta lets out enough power to free them from the time chamber, and the three of them witness everybody gone from the lookout. When Vegeta questions to Buu what happened to his Bulma, Buu would say how he turned everybody into tasty candy and would hysterically laugh. Vegeta already in Super Saiyan 3 would snap, splitting the lookout in half with just his raw power. He would rush at Buu saying he's going to pay for what he did to his Bulma. Vegeta would land a heavy blow on Super Buu before then tackling him off the lookout and then into the wastelands. With SSJ3 on top of a crazy rage boost, Vegeta would be demolishing Super Buu, not giving him a chance to really attack, and he would then go on to use a final flash that in round 1 resulted in Majin Buu just slowly regenerating, but this time it results in Vegeta completely atomizing Super Buu, not leaving a trace of him left. With Vegeta defeating Buu, this means Goku isn't going to be revived, and also no Vegito, and also no Fat Buu being around. However, I think here Vegeta would have tried fighting this new Gohan, and the two from time to time would keep up their training, since Vegeta would tell Gohan and the kids of Goku's original plan of the next generation moving forward, and he'll do the best to carry out that plan. He's long gotten over his grudge with Goku after finally stepping up to save everyone and realizing that this rivalry got them in this situation in the first place. And Vegeta finally surpasses Goku after putting in the most training he's ever done, and dealing with the consequences of his actions by getting his wife killed. Vegeta would lead the Z Fighters to a new day, and the next threat would soon arrive, that being Lord Beerus. Now besides Goku being dead, I think the rest of this arc essentially plays out the same, with Goku coming back and using the Dragon Balls to summon the Super Saiyan God. And this time, instead of Goku being the Super Saiyan God because he's dead, it's going to be Vegeta this time. Which I think makes sense because Vegeta's kind of having a main character role in this story. And with Vegeta already stronger than this version of Goku, this means after training with Beerus, he would have been training with Whis and Beerus immediately, meaning throughout the 1 year pre-ROF. He would have been training with Whis and Beerus, and around 6 months into the training, he would have also requested Gohan to join, due to the next generation needing to obviously keep up, and not to mention Gohan wanted to do this training to push himself to the limits, to defeat godly threats that would threaten the Earth and threaten his family. Now Frieza is still revived, and like in canon, the Z Fighters would take on Frieza, with Gotenks this time leading the charge and revealing his new technique, that being Super Saiyan 3, which would actually press not only Togama but first form Frieza and press him into going into his final form. This is when Vegeta and Gohan then arrive, and Vegeta would take on Frieza this time, killing him in his Super Saiyan Blue state. As for the Universe 6 arc, I think Vegeta being stronger makes up for Goku not being here and utilizing the Kaioken, meaning Hit would still be knocked out by Monaka, and Universe 7 catches the dub. For the next arc, I think Beerus would have begun taking Vegeta under his wing while Gohan was learning under Whis still, and Beerus would begin Vegeta's path to godhood, and time passes until the next arc being Goku Black, or I guess Gohan Black, happens. Now this would just result in him dying early on, probably during their first trip to try and stop Goku Black, because he can't even use the Saiyan adaptation as a half Saiyan, leading into him dying and future Zamasu being the only threat left. However, they could just simply learn Mafuba, and this time it turns out in their favor. As for the Tournament of Power, the exhibition matches go the same, with Gotenks replacing Majin Buu and slapping Basil. Gohan would go on to slap Lavender, and Vegeta would not only beat Bergamo, but also Toppa. And after this, Beerus, seeing how his training with Vegeta only had really been getting started, would bring the Saiyan to the time chamber in order to teach him some last minute things, while also nearly killing him to the point to where he breaks his limits. Vegeta would have became a lot more powerful when he emerged, and as this was going on, Gohan managed to recruit quite a team, with it being composed of our original fighters in canon, and this would lead into them needing a final 10th member. And in like a lot of my other what ifs where Goku stays dead, Goku comes back for the Tournament of Power, and our team is complete. Our team heads off into the world of Void, with Goku staying in the Universe 7 circle and Gohan leading the circle, while Vegeta by himself would hold his own a lot better due to him being a lot more powerful, and overall is kind of performing the same how Goku did. So he would fight Caulifla and Kale, he would also fight alongside Hit and fight Dispo, etc. However, I think a few changes would occur in these encounters. One, I think Caulifla and Kale would have been forced to retreat against Vegeta because Vegeta was not playing with them. And against the likes of Dispo, he would have not only defeated the Pride Trooper with the wires, but also would have defeated base Dispo before he used his Lightspeed mode. And also, he would even try and combat Hit, however Hit would use his time skip to escape, and Vegeta would try and taunt Jiren and Toppo to try and lure them out, but Jiren insists on Toppo to not give in. Things aren't really changing too much besides Universe 7 staying in together and no one on Universe 7 really being eliminated, and eventually this leads into Jiren himself trying to take on Vegeta. However, not only does Vegeta perform way better against Jiren than Goku, but instead of going Ultra Instinct or even utilizing Blue Evolution, he uses a power that he discovered thanks to Beerus, and he would have ascended past the realms of the gods. Vegeta in his God state would force Jiren to exert out even 100% of his power, which would sadly burn Vegeta out. However, like with Goku, after this fight he just adapts, and thanks to his Saiyan anatomy, he's able to even adapt not only off of this fight, but also his fight against Caulifla and Kale once again, which they merge into Kefla, and Vegeta just uses this form to take them out. Goku and the others would have been holding their ground, however, they did lose Krillin, Roshi, and Tien, along with 18 by the end of the fight with Aniraza, and Universe 7 and 11 would still fight each other, with Universe 11 only having 2 fighters. Goku, Piccolo, 17, and Gohan take on Toppo, which they managed to easily beat him down thanks to 17 and Gohan mainly working together, while Vegeta would rematch Jiren, who is now capable of fighting Jiren, and even surpassed him. As the form is beginning to burn Vegeta's body, Vegeta last second fires a Hakai that disconnects he and Jiren off of the rest of the arena, eliminating him and giving Universe 7 the dub. The Broly movie happens with Vegeta this time just defeating Broly and then forcing them to retreat back with Berry Blue, and Moro simply just gets killed by Vegeta in his God form. And this is where I'm going to be ending this what if off. If you did enjoy the video, guys, please leave a like, subscribe if you are new to the channel, hit the bell icon, that way you are notified and updated, and be sure to go and check out IceTaesthetics.com. Remember, code Tyler for 10% off and code Tyler20 for 20% off if you have over 3 items to purchase. Follow me on Twitter, that will be linked in the description, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, have a nice rest of the day, everybody.